Hello you guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy world. And yes, I do not have any makeup on. I look crazy. I have a blemish here and I'm about to talk some ish, okay? Welcome to my little Bravo corner. And I came across this TikTok, okay? And off the bat, this has to do with some of the Vanderpump Rules cast members, namely Scheana, Brock, her husband, her current husband, and Raquel. Raquel, who was at the center of the love triangle with Tom Sandoval and Ariana, and it turns out Raquel, Rachel, whatever you want to call her, was good friends, if you don't know, was good friends with Ariana. Ariana was in a 10-year plus long relationship with Tom Sandoval. Ariana, Raquel, good friends, good friends. Turns out Raquel is sleeping with Ariana's boyfriend, I guess. They could have been life partners, 10 plus years. Sleeping with Ariana's boyfriend, Tom Sandoval, and it was all found out because Ariana was at one of Tom Sandoval's shows. Tom's phone falls out of his pocket onto the floor. Ariana, being a good girlfriend, goes to grab it. Something tells her, you need to look in this phone. And long and behold, she sees a recording that Tom had taken of Raquel in an intimate moment. They were having like an intimate FaceTime, okay? And he recorded it without her consent, it turns out. I believe there's still an ongoing lawsuit between Sandoval and Raquel, all right? So just a brief backstory on that one. Well, Raquel, who is already a known mistress, we could call her, even though Tom and Ariana were not married, still, she was the mistress in the situation. She was knowingly doing wrong by entering into an intimate relationship with Tom Sandoval while he was still with Ariana, okay? It is now being said, rumor, allegedly, via this TikTok that potentially, possibly, Raquel had also been doing the do with Brock, who is Scheana's husband. I believe they're actually married. I'm pretty sure they're married. They have a kid, okay? Summer Moon, something like that, if not a couple of kids at this point. And the reason why I'm like even doing this video is because I really don't like Raquel. I just think that it shows such poor character. Like, let me say this. I feel like we've all kind of cheated, whether you've been cheated on, you've been the cheatee, whatever. We've all experienced that. It doesn't feel good at all right? So I don't really like Raquel because cheating is one thing, all right? But then to cheat with the boyfriend of your good friend shows you lack all types of character and integrity, and it just seems like you're not a good person. And she could say it was a mistake, poor judgment, whatever, but this was an ongoing affair that they had for months. So each time you entered into an intimate moment with Tom, nothing in your head was like, damn, I'm sleeping with my good friend's man. Like, how does that not fuck with your conscience, you know? Like, how do you not feel any type of guilt? And you're still going along and doing that. So I don't like Raquel. And I honestly really don't like Brock either. He entered the show via being in a relationship with Scheana. They have a daughter, Summer Moon. But previously, Brock really wasn't doing ish, okay? Scheana is the breadwinner as the couple. Like, she's handling everything in that household. She pays the mortgage, like she's doing the dish, per what she said herself, okay? So what Brock's doing, I really don't know. Not my business, I guess. However, it's now coming out that Raquel was sleeping with Brock, and it comes via a Reddit. And this girl, a creator on TikTok, she stays up on the gossip, the tea. She let us know about this, okay? And Brock, being Summer Moon's father, right? He has a daughter here with Scheana. He also has some kids over in Australia, like his home country, with whom he doesn't really take care of, like pay child support or any of that. Like, he's not involved in their life like that. Like, kind of like he abandoned them and then went and made a whole new family in the States and then named the daughter Summer Moon. And I believe that his daughter, who's back in Australia that he's not taking care of, is named like Winter. So the fact that they like decided that they were going to make correlating names for these siblings who probably will never meet each other is insane to me. So Brock's character is just shiesty because you left your home country, left some kids, you're not taking care of them, not paying child support, yet you come here to the States and have another kid, you get on this show, and now it's all about Summer Moon, and you're taking care of her, but neglecting the other child, from what it looks like on the outside looking in, from the shows we watch and all of that. So, in saying that, I will share the TikTok with you, now that we're like 5 minutes into this. This is what she had to say. And I'm just like, this better not be true. Like, this better not be true, because Raquel, if you have slept with 2 of your good friends, man, what the fuck is your problem? Like, you are certified. Like, you're certified.
This was posted on Reddit, so the username is scribbled out. So they say, Brock is effing Raquel too. I've tried telling Scheana, but she doesn't want to know about it, or she doesn't care. Either way, truth's gonna come out. And they say they have proof. They say they have pictures of them sitting in a car together outside of a gym. They were clearly talking about something emotional because he got out and walked into the gym and didn't look back at her. And she sat in the car for like 10 minutes on her phone before driving away looking pretty upset. Someone responded to this user saying, wow, thank you for sending them to me. Not gonna lie, the pictures of them are pretty sus. Scheana, he might actually be cheating on you. And the person with the alleged photo says, I know he is. Apparently they go for drives and hook up, and I'm not the only one who's seen it. I'm not gonna say I don't believe it. At this point, I put nothing past Rachel. I've never thought Brock can be trusted. But if this is true, Rachel takes the full advantage of living at someone's house. Not only does she sleep in their bed, and by sleep, I don't really mean sleep, do it on their kitchen counter, and allegedly does it with her best friend's husband. Let me know what you guys think. This was posted on Reddit.
Crazy. So I hope that that's not actuality, because that would be, like, my brain cannot even, like, compute, like, how a person could be that fucked up of an individual. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But like it said, there was photographs, apparently, that were sent to somebody else on the Reddit thread, and they verified them. However, these photographs are not out in the public. It is interesting because I'm pretty sure if you had these photographs, that you could sell them to, like, TMZ or Radar Online, and they would pay you for it. I'm sure they would pay them for it, because especially the big buzz that was all of Sandoval when that all broke, it was insane. But then people are saying, like, in the comments of that TikTok, they were like, what if Scheana is the person who was posting on Reddit about this and just wanted to get ahead of it, and, like, so she could be the next Ariana? Because we saw how Ariana has thrived since she found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her. She's been on Love Island, she's been on Dancing with the Stars, she's been on Bravo, she's been traveling all over the world. Her, like, literally dropped that baggage and fucking shot to stardom. Like, she is a household name now, more than she was even before on Vanderpump. So people are like, now with Vanderpump Rules not being on the air anymore, what is Scheana gonna do for money? She has her podcast. So I could kind of see Scheana doing some ish like that. Like, I don't put it past her, because she is one who likes the attention to be on her, and she is the type of, like, what about me? And her and Lala didn't really act right when it came to Ariana not wanting to talk to Tom Sandoval anymore, and making a boundary that really she's not going to be friends with people who continue to want to speak to him and, you know, have him in their life. She was making that boundary for herself, rightfully so. But Lala and Scheana seem to have an issue with it, because they're like, we got to get her. Oh God, this is work. I can do that later. But they're like, oh my gosh, no, we have to keep our check for this show. If you don't talk to Sandoval, then what else are we going to do? And it effectively, obviously, the show has been canceled. And Lala and Scheana and a bunch of the other ones are left without a gig. I do know that Schwartz and Tom probably have some type of percentage in Tom Tom, the restaurant Lisa opened. Katie and Ariana have something about her, their sandwich shop. Katie has her podcast. Ariana has everything that she's doing. I believe Lala also has a podcast. Scheana has a podcast. Everybody and their mother has a podcast at this point. But other than that, I don't know, because they've got big bills, these people, like buying houses out in the valley and all these cars. Like, it would suck to go from getting like a big ass check regularly from being on this reality TV show for umpteen years, 10, 11 years that they were on it, and then all of a sudden for that show to be stopped. You would have to rearrange your finances because that income is not coming in like it was. So it'll be interesting to see if this actually goes anywhere, if we actually get pictures of this alleged meeting with Brock and Raquel, because there was one point where Raquel was living at Scheana's place. So I don't believe this is like current something that's going on, but something that was happening within the mix of all the ish of Sandoval, and potentially she was sleeping with the both of them, Sandoval and Brock. Or then, you know, once things stopped with Sandoval, she was on to Brock, but Brock is like, ugh, oh my God. If that happens, y'all, like my mind is going to be blown. But I need to stop being surprised by shit, because people really don't give a fuck. Like, they truly do not give a fuck. And Raquel, she gives zero. It's very clear by the way she moves and the way she handles herself. She cares not. She does not. So that's my little Bravo corner for today. I also saw yesterday that Bravo notified us that they're going to have like 4 new shows dropping. So there was the Housewives of Rhode Island. So that pretty much confirms that New Jersey probably isn't coming back. And New York, I knew that they were doing some casting shakeup with the new cast, but that probably means our OG girls likely aren't coming back, since they already have a new franchise in that region, that area, because, I mean, it's right there. So, the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Then there was something about the Persian Valley. I think it's kind of like a spin-off of the Shaws of Sunset. And then there was a wife swap Real Housewives edition that I thought was really, really cool. And then there was one more. I think I'm forgetting it. Let me see. That's what it was. Ladies of London, which I'm excited about just because, you know, I love royal family stuff, the UK, like all of that was like right up my alley. So I'm really excited for the Ladies of London and the wife swap, because I think wife swap Real Housewives edition, like thinking of just a housewife, all the housewives in the Bravoverse, and then they would switch households. I think that could be really entertaining and good TV if they do it the right way. And I think it's an awesome idea. And like I said, Ladies of London, the UK and all that good stuff just interests me. So I'm excited for that. Bravo is definitely working behind the scenes to give us some new entertainment. I will always be a Bravo girly, just because, I mean, I feel like they really do cater to us. I feel like they do as well listen to a lot of the comments, and they try to act accordingly. But Bravo is just everything. Like, if you don't watch Bravo, what are you doing? No, JK. Also, there's a new pope on Trisha Paytas' birthday. If you don't know the joke, sorry. But we have a new pope. Insane. That was a whole ordeal. They have to be in like a conclave, and they're shuttered, and like it's a whole ordeal. So this is like the white smoke. Not that I'm Catholic, but seems to be a big deal. But yeah, let me get off of here. This is gorgeous. Now I'm just on my Twitter. Look at this. Beautiful. Stunning. That's Claudia Schiffer for Chanel's Spring 1990 Couture collection. Stunning. What else is going on? Joe Biden was asked on The View if he takes responsibility for Donald Trump's re-election. He said, "Yes, I do, because because look, I was in charge and he won, so you know, I take responsibility." All right, Joe, if you want to take responsibility, if you want to, but really, we know who's responsible. I guess he feels like him dropping out in some ways potentially push people towards voting for Donald as opposed to Kamala. Still can't believe this is the timeline we're living in. Archie also had a birthday. Meghan Markle posted on her IG a little happy birthday to Archie. He turned 6. But yeah, okay. I'm just looking on my Twitter. I'm done now. I'm gone. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in another one.